Okay, this is the second phase of our basement project, and this is of course underground here. And just to kind of get you caught up to date, this is about a 20 by 30 room, and you can see I got a pile of dirt going here, and I'm waiting for our dumpster to get in so excuse me, so we can start wheelbarrowing it out. The project came about because the wall over here to the south and the wall over here to the north, the mud caved in from the dirt. We had a lot of rain over the last couple of years, and that gave way, punched into the back of the walls. And so far I've done the south side here, put in 30 yards of concrete, about 950 feet of rebar. It's pretty solid. And so now I'm going to be doing the north side over here. In order to do that, I'm going to dig the trenches and put in some new pier posts to support the footings to the house. And you can see that I've started to do this as well. I'm going to have about a 10-foot retaining wall that's going to be here, and then there's going to be an interior perimeter wall all the way around. I've started to dig over here as well. And this is a lot of work, I'll tell you. And then, everybody can enjoy the hard work that you've done. You see that the ceiling is going to be a raised ceiling. Whoops, sorry about that. That's the light. Be a raised ceiling. It's about 9 foot when it's done. So we dug down just a little bit. In fact, about 3 feet. So we could get the height we wanted. I think this is going to be our weight room. We want to put some gym and weight equipment in here, and along as a laundry room as well. And got a ramp going, and like I said, waiting for the dumpster to get in this morning so we can start digging away. You can see that that's pretty deep there. The trench is going to be a little over 4 foot deep when we're done, and so far I think I've taken out around 15 truckloads of dirt, which it's taken a long time to do. Alright, just to get you updated a little bit more here. This project, when it came about, was because over here in the corner, the south end corner, we had a deck on top. Well, the house when we bought it had a deck on top, a cement deck, and the cement deck cracked. And then all the water went through the crack and ultimately trickled its way down to over here, excuse me, and eventually washed out all the dirt on the south end, exposed the caisson, and then all that mud rushed through the walls that were originally here and knocked out the wall. And then the slab that was here was about 2 or 3 inches thick. These posts that hold the beams up got knocked out a little bit and created a mess for this little room. Excuse me. So we decided we'd better try to get things back under control here. And well, we dug out all the cement, lowered the floor, dug out more dirt under the floor to get the room height around 9 feet instead of 7.5, 7 feet 8 inches I think it was, and then to connect the rooms together here so that we had one large room instead of 2 little rooms with different height flooring and all that mess that was happening. You can see over here to the north, and I don't know, I think you can see it pretty well. Maybe I can adjust the lighting later on, but that's the poured perimeter, that's the footing of the house, and that is compromised a bit. We had a mudslide on that side, so eventually we're going to have concrete on all 3 sides that are pretty thick, and then on the west side we'll end up with a short little wall right here to finish off this room all the way around. We'll put some drains in, some French drains, put up sump pump over here in the corner, and reroute everything out of this house and get this bone dry. Mentioned to you before, this is probably a contractor's job, and I think if you're a homeowner, you ought to just double check yourself before you get into this mess, because it's a lot of work. This takes forever, it seems like, to get done, and a ton of dirt's going to come out. So think twice about it. But we hope that when we're done with it, it's really going to be pretty nice, and that you'll enjoy seeing some of the progress that we make on this. And right now it just looks like a big old, well, it is a big old hole full of dirt when the dumpster gets in this morning. Okay, I wanted to give you an update on our basement project that I'm working on. As you can see, I have finally leveled out this floor and dug out most of the dirt. This room is a 20 by 30, and of course I have everything on temporary post. I rerouted the plumbing here from the bathrooms, upstairs bathroom, temporarily, and all the gas lines going to the pool, 220 going to the spa, all that's been rerouted temporarily. It's all been squared away. I put this plastic up, it's 6 mil. I put double layered it. I also did a pretty, I thought was a pretty neat thing. I took these, went and bought these tent stakes. They're about a foot long. And then I bought the washers, these little washers separately. They're about 2 inches in round. I bought 100 of them, and I put them in here to hold up the wall, the dirt wall that I created. The wall is about 12 foot high, and it's terraced. And the plastic's just really designed so that when I start digging the footings for the post, all the dirt is not falling down into it. I'll put a retaining wall up here on this side. And let's see, I dug all this out. I got a temporary step here to get down. We're down around 3.5 feet from floor level. So I took out quite a bit of dirt. Essentially it takes 60 wheelbarrows for each 10-yard dumpster. Takes 6 buckets of dirt. Each bucket weighs 60 pounds of dirt. So you put 6 buckets in the wheelbarrow and shovel it out to the dumpster, and that makes for a couple days worth of work if you're doing it by yourself. I've got it kind of down to a science. It takes about 3-4 hour days. I do it in 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whenever I get a chance. And I fill that dumpster up and it's done. I have the water heater temporarily just sitting there. I'm going to move that pretty quick. I'm going to move it over where the wash basin is temporarily, and then I'll have 4 posts on this side and 4 posts on this side. I'm going to put some steel beams up. I'll show you that once I get that started. But my next project right now is to start digging the footings, which are essentially, it's kind of a, I'll have to show you that when I get started, but it's 3 foot on each side and then 3 feet down. And then I wanted to jump ahead a little bit in the project just because some of you had noted that in the picture there was this electrical outlet next to the gas. First of all, the electrical outlet's not even turned on, but it's not connected to it. It just is sitting pretty close to it, but it's got a lot of 2 foot clearance, so I'm okay on that. The other thing I wanted to note is that, you can see I've already started digging the trench here, is that originally, earlier in the video, this wall just went straight up, and when I was down here digging away that trench before, you could see that the wall is an overhang of probably 10-11 feet, and I was a little bothered by that. So I went ahead and terraced out this back wall here so that it's got a terrace. So right here is like about 3 feet in, goes in this way and then up, and so the plastic covers it. And the other thing I've done is I've started to make the, I don't know if you can see them, but there's a little string right here for each of these, and this is where the posts are going to go. There's one right there. You can see it's coming down. I'm going to have 4. And then I'll dig another foot down, and this will be 3 feet deep. This is I'll explain what these are as we get going along here. But I wanted to at least explain that to you, and I have it outlined with chalk. and I'm going to have a key. What's going to happen is that this post here form is going to come out, and the rebar is going to come this way towards it and up, so it's going to be like an L shape, and that'll kind of give it a cantilever effect to protect the wall from this leaning over some. At this point, the wall will be over 11 foot high, the cinder block wall that's going to go up, and it will sit in front of these 4 posts on this east side of the room. Right now the trench is only about 2 feet. I got to dig another foot down, but it's about 8 foot long right now and 3 feet wide. And I'll repile the dirt back up again. Once I got a big stack of pile of dirt, I'll order a 10-yard dumpster and then wheelbarrow all that out. Again, it's 60 wheelbarrows and 6 buckets to a wheelbarrow. Each bucket weighs 60 pounds, and it's 5 shovels of dirt into the bucket, so that way you can calculate, in theory, how much dirt you're going to be taking out if you run a 10-yard dumpster. I also put these support posts in underneath the footing here, since it was compromised. That way it's nice and solid and protected until such time that I can put the post up as well. Anyway, that's kind of where I'm at this point, and that'll wrap up this video.